most important is not even you. Yes, you is important, but your other part, your other half, basically. How she or how he reacts. So when something happens, you know what to say, or you know what not to say, basically. If you could at least kind of find that before you get married, good. Because you'll need that after that, for sure. Everyone here will need that. And not first year only, but second and third, and keep going, right? And then it might change a little bit, because when we live together, we change each other. So it might change later, it might not. But basically what I'm saying is, whoever I'm talking to and apologizing needs to hear me being like open and, what's the good word? Sincere is a good word, yes. If person does not, I'm not speaking the right language. And basically, for me, it could be like, that's what I want to hear when somebody apologizes to me. This is what I want. It doesn't have to be for the other one. And on this part, we, in my opinion, okay, on that part of apology, we kind of more sometimes, or a lot of times, same. Because, I don't know, I think it's just not as diverse as languages of love. But it's like, we accept the apology and stuff. But still, yeah, it's good to at least think about it and talk to each other. And if you had, that's why I say, anybody had the chance to apologize this week? And if you did, yeah, what did you say? And how did you know what to say and stuff? Or how do you plan it? Whatever. So basically, that's what it is about. And you, well, I'm sure all of you are dating more than 2 months or 4 months or so, right? Probably. So probably most of you did something that you had to apologize. Am I right or not?
Of course not.
Of course not. Okay, there's one couple. No, I mean really, nothing major, but I mean still.
Oh yeah,
You had a chance to say sorry. But think about it. It's a lot easier to apologize and the other person to say, sure, that's okay, then that's no problem, before marriage. But then you start living together and the routine goes on and stuff, work and home and work, or study and home and church and home and stuff, and it just goes on. This other time gets, I mean, we forget that quickly, before marriage. So then kind of we get there. So that's what I'm saying, try to dig your own, at least somewhat, and your others. And probably, for some people, I've heard people saying, no, I mean, sorry is enough. I mean, if I hear that in the tone, in the voice, that the person is sincere, I'm good, that's okay. A lot of people say that, because we kind of raised there, I guess, being like young kids. And some people say, no, it has to hug me and whatever. Then, yeah, I just feel it, or whatever. I don't know. It's just, anybody else found something, or want to add something here? An apology thing.
I think you just feel it when it's sincere, because I think it's too psychological to make it so physical. There's these 5 steps or whatever, yeah. Because I think this is one of the biggest situations of life where it's not what you say but how you say it applies really well. And so that's why I think we all can feel like there's a I'm sorry, simple I'm sorry, but it totally, some I'm sorry, it's like, yeah, no, and some it's like, yeah, he's sorry.
Okay.
So I think that's why.
Okay. And on the other part, how do you feel when somebody, yeah, say, yeah, I forgive you? Do you need something special or not, or?
You mean from the other side, the person
Yes, from the other side. If
who is
like,
being forgiven, or
yeah, who's been forgiven? Like, do you when like, okay, I'm apologizing for sure, and the other person says, that's okay, that's fine, we're fine, we're good. Is that good enough, or do you need something else? Or the other person might just say, let's not just talk about it right now, and let's go and whatever. So, is that enough? Or it's okay? Is that enough? Or not? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
just put yourself, okay, you really blew it. Like, you really blew it. And you're really sorry. I mean, yeah, you for sure sorry. Do you need anything special to receive, to get to hear, to understand, okay, yeah, that's right, I'm forgiven, and just cool down?
I think once again, if it's how you say it, so they're like,
Oh.
it's okay. It's like, I didn't get it.
Uh-huh.
But they're like, it's okay, and like, for me personally, just the relationship after that, if it's like in their bag, or if they're like, oh, I forgave you, and then they're like walking away for the rest of the day, obviously
Yeah.
it's like,
Okay. So the reaction needs
if
to
you're
be
just
there.
back, yeah, if you're just back, you're good and everything's fine. Then
Uh-huh.
I feel like everything went good.
Okay. Okay. For me personally, if I get the touch after that, totally, I'm there. I feel it. You don't have to say anything. I don't need any words. You got that? We're good. Get a hug? We're good for sure. I mean, you know what I mean? That's me. I don't need any words. Some people, yeah, like I said, you say that, you hear that in the voice, we're fine. And for some people, let's go do something together. Oh yeah, for sure. That's definitely for now together doing something. Yeah, I'm forgiven. So I mean, if you have that little part, because it's important. If you feel sorry, and then after everything is settled, you still kind of have that linger, it's not good. Try to find why. Why did I feel linger? Do I need something extra? Something special? Do I need to hear anything? Right? Some people had to hear to themselves saying, you're forgiven, and they're good. If somebody just say, yeah, it's okay, or yeah, forget about it. They kind of understand, yeah, it looks like he or she forgave me, but she or he didn't hear it. So it didn't click, so it's still, a little burden is still kind of lingers there. So it's personal stuff, and you don't have to say anything. But if you feel that, talk about it. Because the more personal you get there, the better. Other people, whatever, it's okay. You don't have to apologize to the same person a lot. No, at all. But in family, in relationship, yes. So find those little tune things and tune it up. So it's like when it comes to that, it dealt with quickly and we're going. And we're fine again and we're totally glued back, right? There's no more crack, nothing. Nothing lingers anymore after that. We're good. We're going. Okay? So that's the best thing. You'll have to find it though. So, and yeah, go ahead.
I definitely found it.
You actually found it?
For me.
Okay.
And kind of for him.
Okay.
I've noticed that when he just says, I'm sorry, I'm like, it's okay, but inside, I'm not fully like, I didn't fully forgive him yet, and I don't feel like everything's okay.
Mm-hmm.
But when he explains to me, hey, I'm sorry, I was wrong, I did this, and I'm sorry about that. I didn't mean to, or I didn't understand.
Mm-hmm.
So it also, like, it just lets off, and I'm like, I'm good. I forgive him, and we're back to normal. It's good.
Perfect. See?
And I
So
found that, it just clicked.
there you go. For some people, if you start explaining or saying, I'm sorry, I understand I did it wrong, I did that because of this,
Yeah, excuses.
somebody is saying, oh, now you're trying to say why you did that, so you excuse yourself. And
Yeah, just, you know.
for someone, it doesn't work,
Mhm.
and for you, it does. See? That's what I'm saying.
Well, not exactly excuses, and when he explains, like, I was wrong, I thought this, but I was
Yes.
mistaken. Clearly, that's not what happened. I thought you were saying this, or you were doing this, but you didn't do that. I misunderstood, I'm sorry. Kind of like he explains why he got mad, or why he got frustrated, or why he didn't understand.
Okay.
And once he explained himself and apologized, then it's like, okay, so the rule point in the class.
There we go.
Yeah.
See? But what I'm saying is, and you might be sitting right here, if somebody who did wrong started explaining stuff, you're like, forget that, let's talk about it in a while. You can explain that later, I don't mind. But right now, if you want forgiveness, just ask for forgiveness and wait until I do that. And then you explain, because otherwise it feels like you're trying to justify yourself, right? So for you it doesn't, for someone it might. That's what I'm saying, basically. Okay? Do you want to say something? Or just tell me? Okay, maybe not. Okay. So yeah, my point is, try to fine-tune that. And you won't do it right now completely until you live together and really interact. So find out those points that really get you together after that, so it doesn't linger, so it doesn't create those cracks. Okay, that's my point, because you'll need that for sure. You definitely will need that. Okay. Anything else?
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
I'll ask me right before this, and maybe you could answer it. So in the book, it said something about to forgive, you need somebody has to ask forgiveness first.
Mhm.
Like you're not supposed to forgive unless they haven't asked for forgiveness.
That's a hard one, yes.
And I don't know, it's like at the same time I see how that makes sense, but on the other hand I kind of don't see how that makes sense. Because I think, I guess Christians, I mean, I was always raised to forgive. I mean, not like, it doesn't matter if the guy asks forgiveness, maybe он даже не знает, что мне обидел, I'm still supposed to always forgive.
Okay.
But in that thing, well, that part of it, they just said that, like even God, like it says, forgive like how you want the Lord to forgive you, and that how the Lord forgives is you first ask for forgiveness and then He forgives you. And so I guess, what's your take on that?
This is one part, and he explains it really good. And you can hear other preachers, they explain something else really good. Forgiveness is a complex thing, because two parties are involved. Two parties are involved in the thing, right? Me, who have been sinned against, and somebody who did that. Okay? So on my part, if you hold the grudge, if you're really mad and like until they really want to say sorry, I will be like that, you ruin yourself basically. And that's what Victor talked about.
Я считаю, это один и тот же грех.
Yeah, well, yes, and basically, yeah, that's right.
It's
And you
holding.
you hold that inside and that eats you up. So for someone, there are different situations in life. And some people will do us wrong, like Victor said. He got my tire and left, and I have no idea who is he, and he's gone. If I'll hold a grudge on him and I won't forgive, that'll eat me up. It won't do anything to the guy or the person. It will eat me up, my unforgiveness, my bitterness will eat me. So to release person and say, you know what, I do not hold anything against, and before the Lord, I'm free, and He is free. I'm not charging, punishing, anything. This is one thing. The other thing is, and what Chapman is mostly talking about, because he does relationships a lot, is like if person continually sinning against you, and you're just saying, it's okay, I'll forgive. It's okay, I'll forgive. You do bad to the person. Yes, you don't hold anything against you, but when you just freely say, nah, that's okay, you basically live in the person in the sin, in the perpetual thing that keep going. It's not love. If I know something is wrong, if I know the guy or girl or whoever gives me a trouble, and knowingly maybe, or not knowingly, or whatever, it's just being bitter, or it doesn't matter what happens. But if I keep in a relationship, I keep just letting it go, I do bad to the person. Because on the right relationship, in the Bible it says so. If somebody sins against you, you go and tell and explain yourself and just say, this is not right. If you see someone sinning habitually, or there is a addiction or anything like that, you need to confront that. If that's the person you're in relationship with, anywhere, even if it's not your husband and wife, if it's in your family, and somebody is sinning habitually, there is addiction or something, you do good to the person to bring it to life, to talk to him or her, or do something, because otherwise, yeah, he or she will die, and I mean not die. I mean spiritually, it will be bad. It will be good, not good. So this is what I'm saying. Two parts. One of them is me not holding it at all, and I'm free. The other part is when it's in a relationship and they can say something. I have to go. I have to say something. And I'm not sure if it's in the book or anywhere else. I think he talks about the girl. They've been married for like 15, 20 years or whatever. And he was just habitually hitting her all the time. She was just saying, yeah, that's okay, whatever. And he's like, that's not right. She went to pastor and talked about it. He's like, for 10 years, he didn't do anything. Basically, you're leaving him in the sin. And this is not love. This is not good. You have to help him out. Yes, you won't, you're not strong enough. You need more help. So let's talk about it. Let's do something. Let's work on it. We'll talk to him. We'll to you, what may have to be separation, whatever. There has to be work on it. It's hard. It's a whole lot easier when somebody sins. It's a whole lot easier to just say, and not confront. It's hard. It's hard to confront. But for us, we're leaving the person to perish, and that's not love. So this is 2 parts, basically. I'm not sure if I explained it correctly.
No, I guess
It makes sense.
Yeah, there's the way you explain it. There's 2 parts to this. One part is the relationship, and the other part, like the whole / entire thing. Yeah, the guy might never ask for forgiveness, but doesn't mean you don't forgive.
And he won't ask.
Yeah.
So exactly. For me, C.S. Lewis say the perfect quote for that. He's like, forgiveness is not only given, you have to receive it as well. I kind of freely rephrase it. But forgiveness, you can't just give it to anybody. It has to be received as well. God is willing to forgive everybody in the world, for sure. It's paid in full for everybody in the world ever lived by blood of Christ. And God is willing to give. Not everyone will take it. Because to receive the forgiveness, you have to first say, yes, I did wrong. If you don't say that, you can't receive that. So that's kind of a balance to that. Anything else you want to add here? On the fight side, on forgiveness, all that is here. Because this, like I said last time, this 3 is kind of a block that we do together. Differences, fights, and forgiveness. They're all kind of together. That's about it. Sounds good. Sorry, I did not go to. What else do anything else you want to add to? Anybody listen to relationship? I mean, that's the part about forgiving, controlling relationship. Did you listen to audio?
We didn't have a chance to this time.
Okay. Anybody else listen to stuff?
One part of it.
One part of it? Okay. I don't think, do I have anything today that yeah, we still have, we'll have time to catch it up, it's okay. So please try to catch up on that stuff, it's good. And it will be there, it will be there. I could not find the differences on in relationship folder on, was that on 07? When I told you to listen to? Yeah. It's basically the same stuff. If you go to differences folder, there's Gary Chapman. So there's 2 parts of it, that's what it is. And it's just, I think it's just in 2 parts, and somehow it got deleted off that folder, so I cannot find it right now. I'm not sure when it went, where it went. It was gone somehow. Not sure. It just gone. I'll find it later, but right now, if you want to listen to that, go to differences folder, it's going to be there. And like I said, there is more stuff than I list here. You can listen to more if you have time. Welcome. There is enough there to listen. Okay, I think we're good. Did you write anything on forgiveness in your essay? Your thoughts? No? Oh, okay. So, today I don't think you'll have a lot to write in your essay after today's topic. It's only a budget stuff you'll do and other things. So, you'll write some of it, maybe a couple of sentences, that's it. So, catch up on your essay. Basically, like I said, differences, fights, and forgiveness. That's kind of a block. Anything you can relate to or think about or talk in between of you, write that stuff down, please. Because, like I said that before, you have it now in your head, you just talked about it, you think, we'll never forget that. Yeah, you will. If you write it down, it will be there. So write down whatever, have a talk again. It will be great if you could have at least 5-10 minute talk, parts, on your differences, on your fights, forgiveness. And whatever is not there written, write it down in both of your essays.
We wrote a little bit of differences, most of the forgiveness part, I wasn't sure how to tie in the whole 5 languages.
Mm-hmm. You don't have to. 5 languages only tied to forgiveness on your how you feel forgiven.
Okay.
A lot of times, love languages are there. For a person who likes talk, I mean, words of affirmation. For you, yeah, probably words would be there for you. And even gifts sometimes work there, physical touch for sure works there, and yeah, it's just, you don't have to tie it in. For me, in your essay, you don't have to write even stuff from your lecture, or it's more whatever you had talked about, write that stuff down. Because now you talk about it and everything, in a year, it won't be there, you'll be gone, you'll be married, and save that stuff by writing, it helps. Okay. Is anybody here super busy that you really don't have time for each other to talk or spend time? Yeah.
Right now.
Okay. Well, you're getting closer to.
Hopefully in a week.
You're getting closer, so,
Yeah.
to the date.
Yeah.
So for you, it's understandable. How are we doing on getting together? Do you have time for each other? You get every day, every other day together? Kinda? Anybody? Yeah?
Like twice.
Like twice a week? Okay. We're all different. Like I said, last year I had a couple, they were just, yeah, we're working, study. We have no time at all. Like, ooh, people. I understand people, some, yeah, we need money and stuff. But yeah, please, normally I don't have to push people that are in love to get together and spend time, right? No, automatically don't have to, should be automatic. Okay, getting to the money side. I have my notes in Russian, so freely translate and stuff. But I like to start with this quote. Anybody heard of Dave Ramsey? Yeah. Okay. He's a good financial guy. Dave Ramsey.
Oh yeah, Dave Ramsey.
Rams, I thought of the chef.
No, Dave Ramsey. He's a financial person. He's on secular radio and television and all that. There you go.
Yeah.
So he is a big financial guy on how to teach people to do right with their money.
Yeah.
He does seminars, books.
My sister
you
and
name
her
it.
husband went to his seminars, so
Mm-hmm.
they did videos.
It's
and
really good.
They helped them.
On that audio stuff, I think there's some from him as well. You can listen. I think so. Getting handle on family finances. I think that's him, if I can remember. Uh-huh. So yeah, I think that's him. But anyways, his quote I like to start always with is here. The flow of money in the family represents the value system under which that family operates. Again, the flow of money in the family represents the value system under which that family operates. So money is kind of a, why do we have to talk about money in the family? It's all a relationship. I mean, we talk about forgiveness, we talk about fights, about parents, history, and love for sure. Money, why? Basically because about 50% of all fights and divorces is because of money trouble. Okay? So about 50%, that's a lot. Okay?
Can you read it one more time?
Read it. Oh, sure. The flow of money in the family represents the value system under which that family operates. Dave Ramsey. The flow of money in the family represents the value system under that family operates. I think that's from one of his lectures anyway. I think I got it off the air. Like, ooh, I like that one. So for several years I used that. Money is, like it says in the quote, it's just an indicator where we are, how we see the world. Some people see world only, who is that in the cartoon who has dollar signs instead of eyes? Or so as soon as he looks at, is that from somewhere from childhood? I can't remember.
Tom and Jerry?
Yeah, Tom and Jerry had
Could
it
be when he look at something like there's money in the eyes. Like
Mhm.
some people really look, outside looking out, having that money everywhere. How do I get more money? Okay, so that's the value system right there. If you're hungry for money all the time, there you go. Who was that said he was one of the billionaires, and an interview they asked him, So you have enormous money now. How much more do you need to be enough?
$100.
And he's like, $1 more. And after that, $1 more. And just $1 more. All the time. That's your value of your whole life. $1 more. $1 more. He had like billions. Okay? So if you see money or life that way, you're in trouble. You're a poor person. Now, probably not, we don't have people here. You can grow into that. Just watch out. But you have Bibles around, right? Can I get somebody to read 1 Chronicles 29? So we open that. 1 Chronicles 29 from 10 to 12. Okay, somebody's looking for that. Somebody else. I'll give you another one. Proverbs 21:20. Proverbs 21:20. I'll need that one. You got Proverbs 21:20? Okay, what about 1 Chronicles 29? Find that one, please. 10 through 12. 1 Chronicles.
What is it again?
29th chapter, 10, 11, and 12. If you could read that.
Chronicles 20:12.
29, 10 through 12. Yes. Okay.
Sure.
You have it? Go ahead.
Wherefore David blessed the Lord before all the congregation, and David said, Blessed be the Lord, God of Israel, our Father, forever and ever. Thine, O Lord, is the greatness, and the power, and the glory, and the victory, and the majesty. For all that is in heaven and in the earth is thine. Thine is the kingdom, O Lord, and thou art exalted as head above all. Both riches and honor come of thee, and thou reignest over all. And in thy hand is power and might, and in thy hand is it to make great, and to give strength unto all.
Mm-hmm. Some people have memorized that verse. Not yet there. But basically the whole point of the verse saying, Lord, you own everything, and everything that we have or comes our way comes from you. That's what David basically saying. Lord, you made everything belongs to you, and everything that I have or will have, that's from you, for sure. So that's the value system of David. If you have that value system, you're on the right track. And I really, in the beginning, always say, have a talk between two of you. How do you see money? Or how do you see not just money, but anything valuable in your life? Anything that you own. Do I own it? Or do I know that everything I have is Lord's and He gave it to me? Even your health and stuff, it's all that. But more like today we talk about values and valuables and money and stuff. So if I own that myself, I kind of hold it and yeah, that's me managing it. If it's Lord's, He owns it, He manages it, He just gives it to me. That's a whole lot easier than the first hand. You have a whole lot less stress. For us, right now, last month, we're kind of in a hassle thing. It's a stress because we have to buy a piece of land, we're selling our home, and it's just like, ugh. And I cannot just imagine if I would be one who has no God. It would be all me. I'll be stressed out completely. I'm right now kind of tending, flesh goes always to stress, to kind of, what if there, what if, what's now? And like, come on, my soul, it's Lord's, get it all. But you kind of fight all the time, right? There, it's me right now, fighting that stuff. But if you have Lord, you have big shoulders to lay your troubles upon. Okay? So that's where you start. And for me, the most important, in your essays, write it down. Who owns your stuff and who will own your stuff? Your money, your time, whatever, everything. And if you're both on the same track, great, because you'll have less trouble later. Okay? It's really important to begin with seeing money and valuables correctly, together the same way on the same page. Okay? For some people, they say, yeah, Lord really blessed me because I have a lot. For some people, blessing of God means having a lot of stuff. I have my house, I have my toys, I have my car, I have my boat, and stuff. What the girls have instead of boat? Shoes. Oh, shoes and shoes and hats. Okay, and dresses. So yeah, I have that. I'm blessed. I don't have that. I'm not. Some people say, yeah, I don't have enough faith, or you sinned, or whatever. You have to see that the right way as well. Okay? Blessing of God does not mean you'll have a lot of stuff, or a lot of money, or you always will just have enough and more than enough. It's, yes, if you have that, that's great. If you will have that, that's great. That's a blessing. But if you don't have excess all the time, if you don't have a whole lot of stuff all the time, that does not mean that Lord did not bless you. It's kind of a hard point. Think about it. You'll be living, you start all together this year, your families, right? Some of you will have more money than the other. We don't know who. But some of you will have more prosperous life, or because of business or work, or I don't know why, education, more success, and some not. It does not mean Lord loves that couple more and this couple less. No. Every one of us has our own track, our own way. God has a plan. I love to say that. I repeat that all the time to every couple. God has a plan for you too. In everything, in money as well. He knows exactly right now, in 40 years, how much you'll have. For sure. For sure exactly how much you'll have. This, it doesn't matter. He knows. He has a plan for you, for your road in life. If you trust Him enough, that's easier. If you kind of think, Lord, I'll be doing my stuff, and you please do yours and bless me, it's hard. For us people, it's easy to look around and compare us. Compare my situation with somebody else. Easy. And we try to say, well, you know what, my neighbor has that, my friend has that, and look at that what they post on Facebook. We don't have those washer and dryer. We need them. Plate stuff, right? So I think Igor Viktorovich, it was his phrase. The зависть от двигателя прогресса. So зависть, when we compare stuff, is really what pushes the progress up, because we kind of, look at people, what they have, and then we want to buy it ourselves, so we want to go and buy it, and then we have credit cards, debt, and stuff. So we kind of push up the economy by looking at each other and buy everything, but not in the right way, in my opinion. So don't compare. It's hard, but don't compare your situation to somebody else. Lord blesses you in a unique way. Happiness and blessing does not at all depend on money. Okay? Jesus said that, and I think I had a sermon about it, when he said, the life of a person does not depend on how much money he has. I'm kind of freely translating, right? But the life of a person, the life of a couple, does not really depend on how much money they have. The happiness of you will not depend on how much money you have. Okay? The happiness depends on your relationship with God and with each other and the others. Relationships in tune, you'll be happy. Money, not enough or what, it won't bring you happiness at all. And some people find it the hard way. Don't be the person or the couple. Find it, get it for yourself. Happiness does not matter how much we'll have. Okay? Some people going toward money so much, or like money so much, their values, the value system is really hard. 1 Timothy 6, who found Proverbs? Go ahead. 21:20.
Вожделенное сокровище и тук в доме мудрого, а глупый человек расточает их.
Okay. So, basically the latter part of that verse, what I'm talking about. The fool spends everything he has. So some people really don't care how they spend money. so they're in trouble all the time. Other people in trouble because they want more and want more. 1 Timothy 6 says about it. 1 Timothy 6, they're basically saying that a lot of people getting themselves into trouble and all kind of a life misery just because they love money, they go after money. Okay? So you can, it's a narrow way. If you want to have success, you have to stay on God's track. If you go either way, you really don't care how much money we have and how we spend them, and yeah, we don't have any more, so what, swipe another card and we're good. That's off. You'll have trouble later. Or some people are really, really tight and like, yeah, we kind of, yeah, we'll save as much as we can and get more and more money and more money, we'll work more and more. That's the other way. You'll get off track quickly. The more, basically, money, like I say, it's an indicator. How you spend it shows your values. And if your money help you to get together more and get you closer more, you're good. Get you closer to God, you're good. If your money splits you up, your money, how you see it and how you spend it, really split you up, yeah, that's trouble. That's trouble. So that's why I say the first question or first line you have is it my money or is it God? That's the first one. And then, is it my money and your money, or is it our money together? That's the second one. First one is how we do it with God. Do we really trust Him? And the second one is, yeah, I pay these bills and you pay those bills, and whatever I get is mine, and whatever you get is yours, and we spend it the way. You're laughing. A lot of people live that way. You pay electricity and phone, that stuff, and I pay the house and that stuff, and you buy the food, and so whatever left from my work I spend, and whatever left from your work we spend. And I mean, you earn less, sucks. You have to be, right? That's not right. If you want to live together, be sure you're ready to get your money, all of them together, and spend it all together. That's why I always say, if you have 2 bank accounts, you can keep your 2 accounts if you want to, but both of you have to have access to both of them. And I would just say, get one. Get one. You might have to have 2 just because you have 2 workplaces, and you have direct deposits and stuff, so you might have to have 2. But have it all together in your book of money, like your bookkeeping. Keep it all together, and both of you can access it, and both of you know what's going on. You'll have to have one person in the family to manage that, but to manage all of it together, and the other person all the time, like once a week, you talk about it. That's what we get, and that's how we do, and whatever you plan and stuff. Right? But it has to be 2 of you. Don't ever split your money, my money. You start splitting there, that split will go all the way into everything in your life. You'll split for sure. So don't do that. Okay? That's the first thing. Independence versus interdependence. So right now, you probably already did, but talk to yourself, talk to each other, how you do on money. What do I earn? What do you earn? How much that what people gets people. How much do you owe on credit cards? How much do I owe on credit cards or student loan or whatever? Be open there, because some people hide that stuff, and when they hide it, you'll find out later when you're already married, and that's going to get trouble. So don't hide anything. Whatever you have, you have. That's how much you bring into your family. What do you have together? Basically, that's your first thing. If you're not ready for that kind of unity, you kind of, no, I want to hide it, you're not ready to get married. Okay? If you're getting married, it's one. You'll be one before the Lord. Everything goes. Money as well. All your values, everything you have. Okay? So, that's, say there. There's only 3 things you can do with money that you will have. Is you can save it somewhere, you can spend it on something, or you can give it out. That's it. Those three things, you cannot do anything else. You can either save it, that goes investing as well. You can spend it for something, on something, and you can give it to somebody, or to God, or to whoever. Those are three things. There's a 10, it calls a plan 10-10-80. 10-10-80 plan. What? No, it's not taxes. Does anybody here does budgeting or in the college for money accounting and stuff? No? Oh, you do? Oh, there you go. Good. So it's helpful. It's good. So plan 10-10-80, basically saying give first 10 to God, save next 10. I'm talking percent. 10% to God, 10% to saving, and 80 we can spend. If you live by that, you won't have financial problems. Most probably not, because you'll have enough saved. First 10 always goes to God, because we're kind of saying, Lord, it's yours. And it is in the Bible, and it's not in the Bible. For in the Old Testament, it was there. So we believe at least 10, because God told His people, please give me 10, not because I need it, because that way you show basically to me, yes, it's yours, we trust you. Okay, so in the New Testament, it doesn't really say how much. And I can't go into a lot of it right now, I don't have time. I can explain more of it. But basically, we don't have to give 10, we can give more, in my opinion. Paul, I just read it, says in Corinthians that everybody who wants to give from what they have. If you have a lot, give more. Give more than 10. If you don't have a lot, you don't have a lot, give your 10%. Maybe give less. Some people give less just because, like, I didn't work this, or I work less, whatever. So it's between you and God. Two of you have to be on the same page. How much do we give to God? You give to church, you can give to other ministries as well. I would encourage you to give to something else as well. Somebody else as well. Bring to your church as well, of course. But that is between you and God, and there has to be unity between two of you. And then two of you will pray about it, and you will decide, okay, Lord, that's how much we give. Interesting fact. Secular studies, not Christian studies, shows that those people who give some of their money to charity, at least some of it to charity, they succeed in their money. They have more, they earn more, they manage money well. If you don't give to anybody anything, it's just all yours, those people tend not to be so wise with their money. That's not biblical statistics and stuff. So even what I'm saying is, even non-biblical statistics shows the right principle that this works. Another 10%, I always say, if you just married, you can save more than just 10% of what you make. You can save more, most likely. You don't have to have that car. You don't have to go to Starbucks twice a day. I mean, you can, probably, but you don't have to. Try to be wise in the beginning, you'll set the right track for later. Because you'll have your house, you'll have your kids, you for sure won't have enough money to go twice to Starbucks and then a couple of times to a restaurant. There's no way. Later. You might have it now, but if you'll kind of get used to it now, it will be hard to change yourself later. So get on the right track right now. You probably will, if both of you will work, you most likely will be able to save more than just 10% of what you make. And I would. Because in my opinion, it's a lot wiser to go and buy a house when you can, as soon as you can. You have to work, you have to have 2 years of experience in your workplace to get approved for a loan. So if you already have 2, you're probably already approved. Both of you will be you'll be married, you'll have enough to buy a house. And I would think and pray and find something, because that way you invest into something. You don't just keep your $600, $700, $800, $900 a month for rent and you just give it away. When you're paying for your house, you're investing into something. That's a whole lot wiser. So I have a lot to say on that. Actually, I won't. If you have any more questions, I can tell you more, because both of us, me and Zarina, would love this topic and this stuff and yeah, all that. But basically, yeah, saying when you get married, save more so you have enough on down payment and all that stuff and everything. Most sources or seminars or whatever, banks, programs, they advise save enough on the side to live 6 months without work. What if you lose your job, or both of you lose your job? Can you live 6 months and not work and just look for a job? If you have enough just for that, you're good. 6 months to 8 or 9 even months, but 6 months is good. So whatever, how much you spend a month, multiply that by 6, save that much at least to have that aside. Okay, you can have that. You can have other account for something else, for emergencies and things. But at least, yeah, if you don't have any savings, get your first $1,000 and lay it aside and don't touch it. Make it 2 after that. So you have $2,000 sitting there for emergencies. You don't have, then if something happens, you don't have to spend your credit card and pay the interest rate and all that. That's gonna get you in the hole quickly. Okay. Americans live with the mentality, most of Americans households have $8,000 in credit card debts. That's most people have at least $8,000 in their credit cards. Okay, that's a lot. So don't be those people, please. A lot of people have. I can't remember the actual percentage, but quite a bit of households. So don't be there. As Americans, as a whole country, we owe a lot of money. We pay unimaginable amount just into interest every month. Just to interest goes from people's paycheck out. Okay, that's why we have so many credit cards and credit card companies, because they live on that, on your interest. So you'll need the credit card. You have to have a credit history on that, so you need a credit card. But it worked for us perfectly, and it will work for you. If you have that much money in your bank, spend this much money on the credit card. Then your bill comes and you pay it off. Okay? And so on. For us it was hard because we kind of, at one point of life, went into the system and we're like, we will have that much in our check, so we can spend this much. Okay? And when the check comes, 80% goes, and we have no money for next 2 weeks. Like, ugh, sucks. So you kind of, you see what I mean? And then it was like, you know what? We have this much in the bank. Okay, we'll spend. We don't have any money in the bank. We'll have to wait 2 weeks. I mean, we won't get those. I mean, little things even, $5 things. We won't. We'll just wait. It works. So for some of you, it will be easier to handle money because you're that kind of a person. And for some of you, it won't be easy. You'll have, oh, I have to go to the mall. Come on, right? So, or Harbor Freight Tools or somewhere, Lowe's. In your family, you'll have a spender and a saver, probably. And that's good. Remember differences? That's good. We help each other. Spender really, saver really helps in the family because otherwise, yeah, if there's no saver, you'll have no money. You'll be in trouble all the time. You'll be broke. But if you have no spender in the family, you won't have no life. You'll just be saving everything like, no.
How can you tell the difference? Because I act in both ways.
You act in both ways? Sometimes?
Yeah. Like sometimes like I have an impulse to buy something.
Uh-huh.
But like if I have like a little bit amount of money or whatever, I won't spend it. But if I have like a decent amount, I will want to spend it, and I can't stop myself from spending it. So I don't know which one I am.
Just by your that you're female, you're probably a spender.
Actually, that's not true.
That is, yeah. It's.
But I'll support him anyway.
That's what most people expect. But really, yeah, I don't even right now know the exact statistics, but yeah, female mostly normally tend there, but that's not the rule. That's not the rule. No, you're right. But
I'm right.
I'm sure he didn't mean to.
It's bad when they're both like that. Let's say the guy's going out buying a bunch of tools and whatnot for his garage, or
Yes.
or the girl's going out and buying shoes and
And they're
clothes
broke
or
all the time, and they
dresses,
don't
yeah.
have.
They
Pretty
both don't know
soon,
where to stop.
that's the people. If they live like that, pretty soon they'll divorce. I'm sorry, but for a lot of couples, that's what it is. They want everything to buy everything,
Oh.
and they don't have it. And then, as little money that start coming in, both of them, oh yeah, that's for this. No, that's for that. And, I mean, they fight all the time about money. So you'll have to live in the family and watch yourself, basically. For really, I won't give you any more. Just watch yourself more. Do you know who you are, spender or saver?
Oh, I know who I am.
You know who you are?
Yeah.
Okay. So you just talked about it between two of you, and just accept each other who you are. If you're a spender, that doesn't mean you're a bad one. No, it's just you're your own. You're unique. If you're a saver, you're on the other side. Okay. You help each other. Remember that. On any differences, you help each other. Our differences basically help us. They should not divide us. If they do, we're dealing with them wrong. Okay? So on this side, you just have to have your budget for those 80%. Okay, we gave God 10, we saved our 10 or more, whatever. We have our money now. That's how much we have a month. Have your plan. No family survives without the plan. So you'll be writing this homework after this lecture. You'll be writing your own wedding budget. And if you're close, you mostly probably almost have it, right? If it's kind of there, start writing it now. Okay, we'll need this much for a dress, this much for food, this much for venue. I mean, just simply write it down. How much do you have? Get your total. We need this much. How much money do you have now? Ooh, 10% of that. Yikes. Now what?
That'd be lucky, man.
So, where are we going to have money? I always say, please, cut somewhere. Cut here, cut there. But don't have debts after you're waiting, going into your family. Don't have the debt. Some people spend 20 grand for a wedding, for everything they need. And then they get their life started with 20 grand debt. That sucks. I'm sorry. That's not good. And some people, after several months, divorce. Then what? You split the debt, I guess. So you have no family and no money. Yikes. Please, don't do either. Just don't do either. Manage your wedding budget right now, so you have minimum debt. I mean, your parents will help you, or somebody else will help you. I mean, do something. Pray. Every budget, every plan on money or anything starts with a prayer. Pray together. There will have to be somebody in your family. That will be another homework. Who will be doing the money side? Who will be responsible for money in your family? You probably already know now. Maybe not. Have a talk. Okay? It does not mean if wife does the money or is responsible for money, that means, yeah, now she rules in the house. No. Some people used to say that. I don't think it's the way. No. It's just whoever has more time or enjoys that more, dude, pays the bills and gets the total, okay? And have that plan. Okay, we need this much for our rent or the house. We need this much for bills, and we need this much for something else or whatever we have. Okay, what's left? So whatever's left, there you go. That's your money to spend. How are we going to spend it? Have at least some vague plan. If you have a lot left there, well, save more. Just plan. Okay, month comes, we give God this much, and we save. Okay, we won't save this. I guess we'll save more. So we save more here. We have enough. So you have enough for your bills and everything, and some money for you to spend. Right now, I used to give the homework. Just watch how much you spend a week for your hamburgers, coffee, treats, whatever you spend, gas. Try to kind of think, okay, how much do I spend in a week? How much do I spend in 2 weeks? Have that little, because you'll have to have that later. And if you realize, okay, I spent $100 on Starbucks, ooh, please, that's a lot of money, even a month. Even a month, that's a lot of money, I think. Maybe it's wiser to buy a coffee machine. Get your coffee there. I mean, maybe that's not that good for Starbucks, but still, think about it. Try to get your little things. How much okay, $2 there and $4 there and $6 there. Get it together and see how much you spend on little things. Just have an idea at least. How much do I need? How much do I need? When you start your family together, make sure you write down everything and have it all together. Then you'll know. You'll have an idea how much do we need and stuff and how to plan. Basically, yeah, you have to get it all, start living it, you'll get it. But don't live in the family. Don't run your family without the money plan, without the budget. It needs to be there. It needs to be there for sure. For us, what helped a lot, quite a bit, is in the beginning of the year. Well, I mean, we love money. We have our budget in the beginning of January for a whole year, with kind of for everything. I mean, everything. We loved it that much. But escrow account, you know what escrow means? If you're buying a house, they'll give you the account, the escrow, where your tax money goes. Like every month, you pay the bank this much. They grab some of it and put it in a special account. They call it escrow, and that accumulates there on the side. So when it's time to pay your insurance for a house or tax to the government, bank just grabs it and pays it. Okay, that calls escrow. So we, for ourselves, we have like one checking account, like 4 savings. Not because we have money, a whole lot of money, no. Because we have one saving for this, one saving for that, and this one for that, and this one for that. And then money comes, we just put it where it needs to be. Okay. So for us, it helps. In the beginning of the year, we're saying, okay, this much we have already in saving. We'll need this much for our cars for insurance. We'll need this much for what else do we pay?
Property tax.
Well, the bank normally pays that if you pay your, it's included in your payment of a house, the property tax and the insurance for a house. But basically, yeah, your insurance, your tabs for the cars and stuff, and some other things. You know, you'll have to. I mean, comes months of June or July, I'll have to have $600. Well, if you'll wait until June and the bill comes, you're like, ugh, I don't have that. It'll be hard. So think about it before. Put money away just by a little bit, but by a little bit. Every check, put some money into a separate envelope somewhere. Just break it down. How much do I need? How many checks do I have until my insurance payment for the cars or tubs or anything? And then that month comes, you have money. And it really helped us, for sure. Because it was kind of hard before. And then we kind of realized, if we'll just do by a little bit, or in the beginning of the year, we grab from our saving and put it there, we don't worry about it. That month comes, we have that money. We just write the check and we're done. We don't write checks anymore. It's all automatic, electronic. But it helps. Escrow account helps for yourself as well. About that already. For me, if I would go back, I would redo some stuff on that thing. A whole lot in every person budget is rent for a house. By the way, if your budget, if your house payment, including your payment for a house, your garbage bill, your electricity bill and stuff, your payment, your house stuff with bills, like whatever comes there. If it's 40%, that's the maximum. If it goes over 40%, I wouldn't do it. It's not wise. You have too much of a house, I guess. Okay, from whatever, how much you make, from how much you make a month, that's not how much you make. If your living payment, your house payment, your rent is more than 40%, that's too much. 33, 34, that's pretty good. 30%, that's good. Okay, So go from there, basically. When you're looking for rent or house, how much we're gonna have, how much are we paying? Are we gonna pay? Okay, so you can think. But anyways, 40% or 35%, that's basically a third of all your income going into your living expense, your house right now. If you want to, you probably would be able to, if you'll start that, if you'll put that goal in the beginning, we want to pay our house off quickly. Can do that. Probably from 12 to 15 years you can do it easily. For you right now thinking 15 years, whoa, that's too much. Ugh. It will be 17 for us this year in our family. And it kind of went quick. So I'm thinking, if we'd start that earlier, we probably would pay our house already, maybe. Almost there. We're not there all the time yet, but what I'm saying is, when two of you work in the beginning, I always work myself, Zarina was home. But if two of you work together, you probably will have enough. If you'll put that goal in, you'll be able to get a lot off. Because if you pay your payment, there is your insurance, your tax, property, and there is your, what they call, they break it down into principal and the interest, how much you pay for the house. If you're paying off the house, I'm going into details right now, but it helps. The less time you pay for your house, the less interest you'll pay to the bank. Because normally people borrowing 100,000, if they pay that for 30 years, they'll pay to the bank 200. You just pay a bank 100,000, just in interest, goes in, or more. So if you'll pay your payment plus $100, just $100 a month, extra $100 a month into your home payment will cut you off like quite a bit of years. A lot of interest as well. So 100 or 200 extra into your bank, into your house payment will make a lot of difference. $100 is quite a bit of money though, but still, if you'll be able to do that, it'll help you. Because I know, like when we refinance for 20 years, if we would be paying every year, every payment $100 extra, just $100, I think it would like went down to like 14 or 13 instead of 20. So think about it. You get to the point where you don't have to pay for your house. You have everything that you have, almost everything to you. That 30% payment, that's the biggest payment of yours. Try not to buy anything on credit, like cars, like vacation, your furniture. Did you see those ads? Yeah, get the furniture now and pay in 2020, 21, whatever, right? Think about it. Your furniture is 5 years old at the time.
And you still own
Really?
money, right?
And you still not own it? Shush, it's hard. Don't do that. Save for big purchases. Make an extra saving account or something, or put it in an envelope, whatever. Save for, okay, we want to have that furniture set, $1,000 or $1,500 or $2,000. How much we have? 600. How much do we need more? How much can we do a month extra putting there? So we'll have that furniture set in 4 months, or 6 months, or 8 months. Okay, we'll wait. It's okay. It's okay to wait. For American people, it's not okay to wait. They want it now. Now, and we want to have it. Don't do that. Don't do that. People buy weird stuff with the card. With the card. There was a study on the burger thing. If you buy, I think, a burger or something like $7 or whatever, you swipe for fast food lunch and pay just interest on that, and you pay just interest, and you pay just minimum payment. That thing goes to like 200 at the end or something like that. You pay off when you pay off. So it's a lot of money on interest people pay. They don't realize it's just minimum payment or whatever. Don't do that. It's hard. What else can I say? Do you plan to go grocery shopping together, or girls will do that? Did you talk about it already? Okay, somebody did. Talk about it. So, I miss the time. Right now we kind of go together again, For some time we couldn't because we had 2 little infants. There was no way to go. I love it. It's me and maybe, but I like it. We like it together because we help each other. If you go shopping for groceries, let's say twice a month instead of every 3 days, you'll save a lot of money. The less you go to grocery store for groceries a month, the less money you'll spend. When you go like on your shopping spree or whatever, for your shopping thing, have a list of what you need. Okay, this. Buy off the list. Don't buy extra stuff from the list. That's not on the list. That'll save you a lot. Especially in those stores when they give you something to try. Ooh, that goes quickly out. Okay? If you want to save money on your groceries, have less grocery trips and cook at home. Well, I don't have to tell that to Russian girls normally, but still. I mean, we're in America. We grow up here, so think about it. I think I'll have to talk about it more and more now because we have a generation coming that think about it. If you know how to cook, you'll save a lot of money for your family. Instead of $2,000 or $1,500 a month for groceries, you'll cut it down to $600 or $400 just by cooking at home. There's a study for that too. I mean, it's not just words. There is a statistics. So think about it. If you want to have more money, cook at home. Maybe your guy likes to cook. Think about it. I know. Some guys cook really good. Nobody taught me when I was a little one. I wish they did. I know how to cook on fire and stuff. I know how to cook more on fire and stuff, but I don't have time either too. I wish. Maybe later, who knows. I guess I got almost all of it. In the book, he talks about the game that they had between two of them. It was like when we started living together, Chapman and his wife, it's like I think it was in the graduate school for theology or whatever he did, and she did part-time or whatever she worked, I can't remember. But they didn't have much money basically. They had minimum. It's like when we had no money, we had no problems with money. When we started getting money, I got a job and all that. That's where it started. Okay, so that's in the book. You'll see. But he's like, we had a game for us that helped us a lot. Together, we went to the store, like mall, Sears, whatever. So we went there in the store and looked at stuff, whatever people buy, that and this, and kind of saying, wow, this is cool stuff, and look at that, that's nice thing. Then, wow, it cost a lot, but it's nice, and whatever. So they walked around the store looking at stuff, and then leave, don't buy anything, and thinking, saying to themselves, you know what, we're so happy without all that stuff. And let those people who are in the store buy all it, it's okay, we're happy without it. They had that game. They looked at stuff, and had no money, or they didn't want to buy it, they just looked at it and left without and saying, we're so happy without buying that. Try that. It might help you. Try that when you have money. Who knows? It might help you. But basically that reminds us, your happiness does not consist of having stuff, buying things. We lived in one apartment, and then the other apartment, and the other apartment before we got a house. Thinking right now, going back right now, I'm like, wow, we were so happy in all those places. Like, the first place was small, weird, and we paid a lot. The next place was 100 years old thing. It was old stuff. We kind of liked it. Wow, we're always happy. I mean, be grateful. I think it was from Paul from 1 Timothy there. It's like I learned how to live having much or not much. And I learned in the whole things just to be happy. What's that word? When you have enough, you're happy with it. Content, thank you. Content. You're content with everything. Grateful. Because when you're content, you're grateful. Whatever, how much you have, you're grateful. You're saying, thank you, Lord, I have enough. So if you have that attitude, you won't have money problems, most likely. It's harder for spender, but still, you can learn that. If you're a saver, don't just save everything. and learn how to spend something and be happy about it. Some extreme savers, they can't let go, and when they have to, it's like, ugh. And they walk the whole day then like, so oh, we just spent $80, yikes. Like, they're not happy. Just look, if you're that kind of a saver, learn to be happy even if you have to spend money, okay? If you're a spender, learn I can be happy without getting that stuff, or those shoes, or that drill, okay? You can be happy, you have to learn that stuff, especially if you kind of tend to extreme there and here. Okay? Not all of us are an extreme thing. But still, yeah. Learn to be happy in either way. Okay? Let yourself and balance it basically. But have a plan, for sure. So next time I'll ask you, do you have a person who does money in your family? Okay? For sure. And write down about that. Basically, in your essay, you only write about this thing. Who does the money? Who you think who will be doing that? If you're not sure, you can try it, and then in 6 months say, you know what, let's swap and try it different way. Maybe you are done. But and what do you think about money? Your values. Write that stuff down. I mean, not just say that. Yeah, oh yeah, everything belongs to God. We kind of we believe so. Write that stuff down. We trust Lord with our money, with our finances. He has it all. He'll give us everything. Just write it down. You'll have that in writing. It helps. It is helpful, for sure. Anything else you want to ask, or right now, yeah, anything you want to ask, I'll tell you. I'll try to on the money thing. If you'll have questions later or any time on credit history and all that stuff, money, you can ask people. People know. You can ask me. You can ask anybody. I don't know everything, but I know enough. Like some people think that you have to pay interest on a credit card to get the good credit history. Okay, that's not true. You just have to be consistent in paying off your bills. That's it. You'll have good credit history.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Is it a sin to have debt?
To have that? No.
But like,
No.
you know that place in Proverbs that's like, don't like get into debt, like, and then like they can take your bed from out.
Yes, yes, it's there. There's a whole lot more than just one place. And Proverbs is full of money verses. Proverbs, but Proverbs is not really saying it is sin. It's not wise. If see, for a person who's thinking, should I or should I not, I would say, don't. If you're already in, don't feel bad and, oh, yikes, I'm a sinner, because you have debt. That's it. So if you already have debt, it's okay. There is a way out. Have your plan. If you have many credit cards, start with the one that has least amount on it. Pay that off and cut it off and throw it away. Plastic surgery. That's how I call it. Do a plastic surgery. You just cut it off. You don't. I mean, if you have any credit cards and you have any debt on it, you stop paying. You stop paying. Done. You set it aside. You cut it. Whatever you do, just gone. No more credit cards. I have to live without them. Start with the first one, the smallest one. Pay it off. Have a little party about it. Start with the second one. Okay. That's how you accumulate things. So basically, yeah. Look how much. See how much the minimum payment was on that card. Add to it as much as you can to pay that off. Let's say you have $5 minimum payment and you actually can't pay $40. So $45 and you're paying $45 every month. Okay, that's gone. Now next one is whatever, how much one. That minimum payment plus $45 because you had it. You just had it, right? You paid this minimum payments, all four, plus $40. So now you have $45 because you have $5 minimum down. So 45 plus this one, and you start going this one. So you have that, have a party, that's one goes. It burdens people. They put a burden on your relationship. You have trouble, especially girls. They have no security, guys. They're like, oh, we have too much stuff, too much debt and stuff. Ooh. You have trouble with your girl because it burdens them a lot.